The 70-year-old Singh barely survived the attack but has been in the hospital unresponsive and in critical condition ever since.
Brutally attacked. I don't know how God saved him. He was almost dead.
The Sikh community and the LAPD are asking for anyone who may have seen what happened. There is surveillance video in the area we have seen. It's unverified, but it shows people in the area at the time of the attack, and so they're looking for anyone who might have seen something. In the meantime, Singh remains in the hospital. His brother said he suffered broken bones around his eyes, bleeding on the brain, and had those 3 operations. Now might be suffering from pneumonia. So it is touch and go, remains in critical condition 1 week later, and this entire community is praying for his recovery.
Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. I hope you and your families are doing well. It's been an emotionally draining day today, very heavy. As you probably seen by now, earlier this morning I had posted a very painful video of a 70-year-old Sikh elderly that was beaten nearly to death in Los Angeles. Thankfully now more eyes are on this situation, and I hope that it will be addressed the way it should have deserved to be addressed to begin with. But it brings up that question once again, that something of this magnitude, something that could have taken a life, an innocent life of a vulnerable member of our community, why did we have to beg and plead for law enforcement and local elected officials to do their job? And I feel like we continuously find ourselves in this position. After 9/11, what do we say? Never again. And if I could remind you, the first person to die, to get murdered after 9/11 was a Sikh. We said after the shooting in Wisconsin, never again. Yet, to find ourselves back in that same position in 2023, when the first person to die once again after an international conflict was a Sikh man. And now here we are in 2025. Make America great again, they said. And in one of the most liberal cities, in the most liberal states in the country, we have another one of our Buzurg being attacked. And this is deeply, I know it's personal to everyone, that probably seen this video. But it's so deep to me, deeply connected to the work I do, because I've spent my entire adult life dedicating to different facets of public service, as a student, as an adult, as a professional. And I feel like we've been continuously just chasing dignity and respect, chasing. Although we have so many successful entrepreneurs, doctors, lawyers, engineers, you name it, we got it all. There's not a single elected official that we don't help elect, at least where the Sikh community plays a part in society, in America and around the world. बहुत मेहर है यार, is what I'm trying to say. बहुत मेहर, वाहिगुरु ने बहुत मेहर दी है. He blessed us with a lot, man. He blessed us with a lot of chardi kala. No matter how hard things get back up. Ain't no one gonna keep us down. But in doing all that, I feel like we are forgetting to have conversations on how do we prevent sickening things, disgusting attacks like the one we saw earlier today from happening again. You know, I did the vigils, I did the rallies, I did the press conferences, sat down with elected officials. It keeps happening. And it just makes you think, man, like, what can we do as a community to prevent these things from happening? And you know, whenever I open even the video, you know, I posted earlier, I hate reading comments. I really do, because sometimes we're fighting with each other. Instead of focusing on what's going on, we start fighting with each other. And that's been such a prevalent problem in our community that I've noticed since I've been involved in this work. That instead of understanding, we're on the same team. We're on the same team. And when you and I come together, we can do so much more for our collective community. We just want to tear down. But for what? For what? While our elders are being preyed on, our young boys and girls are being preyed on, we're focused on just tearing each other down. And you know, it's just, I feel like if we're not gonna have these conversations now, when are we gonna have it? When are we gonna have it? You know, I credit the elders a lot. You know, they came to these countries with nothing to their name. They built these empires. They built the gurdwara. They built the houses. They got us the cars. And as much as making money is important, raising a family is important, sending your kids off to a good school is important, creating generational wealth for your family is important, protecting your community is just as important. Because if we don't do it, no one's going to do it for us. No one's going to do it for us. And so, for me, whether it's LA, whether it's New York City, whether it's Punjab, whether it's Australia, whether it's Alaska, when I see someone in need, someone in pain, I feel that pain, man. And I think oftentimes what I noticed, and I've noticed it here as well, that people that may talk about certain social issues and, you know, call for, you know, justice, when it comes to other topics, they're very silent on these. You know, very silent. And for me, as a Sikh, all pain hurts, whether it's of my people or of any other people. We can't pick and choose when we're gonna use these labels of fighting for human rights and social justice, and you know, we can't only talk about it when it's a trend. We have to talk about it in all seasons, not just in the season that it's popular in. And I see a lot of our community members falling victim to that, man. And that's why we have these constant battles amongst ourselves. which allows for things to happen to our adults, our elderly, our youth, because we're letting them happen. The amount of money we give to politicians, to groups in our communities, trust me, I'm in these spaces now, I see what's going on, yet we're still constantly nagging and chasing them when we need something. And it's not even anything of tangible return. It's about dignity and respect for us as human beings, us as very, very highly functioning and contributing members of society. And I think that's problematic. And I'm pretty sure that's happening not just in New York City, but in all cities across the world. And as much as coming to Gurdwara is important, coming to the langar your friend is hosting is important, the Nagar Kirtans, the Mele. I think what's more important is asking ourselves, what are we going there to do? Because if we're going there to eat chole bhature, jalebiyan, samosa, mango lassi, we're not fulfilling our faith. We're not fulfilling our purpose. And we sure in hell are not living out to be what Guru Sahib meant for us to live out as. And again, this is just me ranting at midnight, because all day I've been just thinking about the Buzurg that now his whole life is altered. He may not even make it, man. Let's be candid here. Like, he's a 70-year-old man that had to get 4 surgeries already. And I think we need to wake up. We need to be more alert. We need to step up. Because trust me, there's not a lot of us in this space. Even when we do rallies to raise awareness, how many members of the youth actually come? And that's what I'm trying to share here with everyone watching, man. Look, I consider whoever's watching this my brothers and sisters. I think we're so much stronger together, but we need to show up. We need to have uncomfortable conversations with each other, with our elders, with our local elected officials, with our local law enforcement. Because if we're not going to have it, and it's not looking like a very bright future then, man. Our parents did what they had to do. They did way more than even they probably could have imagined. Now it's our turn. That's our turn. Peace.